conduct tutorials and you conduct experiments, and some of these things you will see that I've just written something that may happen. And I'm going to ask you to tell me that how would you handle that. So you've been waiting, you are a PhD student or an MTech student, and there's some instrument and you've been waiting for 3 weeks, you finally get a slot, and your slot is 3:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, right? And you have your TA for a lab which runs from 2 to 5, right? Now, you know that this experiment is fairly easy, and if the help is in quotations, okay, so if you help the students a little bit, they can finish this experiment by about 3:20 and you can go pick up your desiccator and run to SAIF and do that experiment. What should you do? Like I said, you know the answers. My job is only to force you to say it out loud. You learn this, involve the student in what? Your experiment is a research experiment. You're going to do some Raman spectroscopy. That has nothing to do with the course that you are a TA for, okay? Instrument is, so you will take all the students to SAIF and show them how Raman spectroscopy works when their designated experiment is actually tensile deformation of rubber. No, it's not an easy question. It's not the same place, it's not the same lab, it's not the same instrument. That is why I said SAIF, farthest corner of the academic area. Very good. But then you have this really mean, horrible PhD advisor. और कल सुबह उस PhD advisor के साथ मीटिंग है और वो चिल्लाने वाली है. एक हफ्ते से नहीं हुआ, क्यों नहीं हुआ? Now what will you do? So either is okay. These are both the right things to do. Don't make the students finish the experiment somehow or the other. Try to figure out if you can talk to the instructor and if the instructor is understanding enough, and if you can find a student who can actually handle that experiment. Usually there are multiple TAs. You can decide among yourself that, look, can you do a little extra duty and then I'll make it up. I'll grade some more papers or I'll do your experiment for you, some such thing. Or if nothing else is going to work, then your primary responsibility during this slot is towards the lab that you have to conduct. Okay? So then you'll have to go beg the instrument wala person and say, "Arey, 3:30 ka 5:30 kar do, please, please, please." Okay? So, but don't help the students along. Now, this is a continuation of conducting this tutorial experiment. So now I've just listed these things down. Why do we conduct tutorials or experiments? Because we want to illustrate some concepts which we think are brought out better by doing rather than lecturing, right? And we want to give them practice in problem solving. We want to help the students develop their experimental skills, and they could be any of these: sample preparation, data analysis, handling instruments, report writing. And please remember, the goal of experiments is to actually learn to do the experiments with all its limitations, scope for mistakes, okay? Not to get a right answer. Just like the goal of a tutorial is to force the students to think, not to solve the problem somehow. Okay? So as the person who is responsible for conducting this, please remember it. Why have they come to the lab? Because you want them to understand that, look, if you don't do the first 3 steps of sample preparation properly, the spectra that you get in the 4th step is going to be garbage. So you can't hurry through it. That's the nature of research, right? I mean, lab experiments are miniature research projects, very, very miniature ones.